Welcome back to Decked Out.
On today's episode, we're joined by Airball MTG and Gavin Verhey. And today, Gavin's going to have to confront his own creations because each player has brought to the table a commander he either designed or helped design for the episode.
And as always, thank you to our sponsors, EDHRec, Ultimate Guard, and Coolstuffinc. Make sure to use our brand new code MNG5 for 5% off your order, but more on that later in the video.
That's enough from us. Let's go ahead and meet the players.
Hey everybody, I'm Gavin Verhey, principal game designer on Magic the Gathering, so I design what these wild cardboard squares we all play with do, and what I'm playing today is Yennett, Cryptic Sovereign, which is cool for a couple of reasons. First of all, I designed this card, so I'm very excited to play with it today. Second of all, the deck is cryptic even to me. One of my favorite things to do is sit down at a table and ask friends to borrow a deck, and I sat down today and NerdGirl was like, hey, what deck would you like to play? And I grabbed Yennett because I love the card. So I don't even know what's in here, but probably some odd mana cost stuff I want to cast for free. Let's find out.
I'm Airball, and if you, like me, make a lot of jokes that no one else thinks are funny but you laugh at, then have I got the deck for you. I'm playing Blim, Comedic Genius, and the goal of the deck is to give people permanents that they don't want and didn't ask for, much like my presence at this table. And the deck was built with one simple question in mind. How do I kill someone with a lightly used demonic pact? And then it grew from there, to the point where the deck can even kill someone with the combination of Endless Whispers, reanimating Phage onto the battlefield under their control, causing them to lose the game. It's not great, but my god is it fun.
Hi, I'm MTGNerdGirl, and today I am playing Captain Nagathrod. My deck is full of horrors that, when they connect with players, is going to help me mill my opponents out and take their stuff and put it on the battlefield under my control and use it against them.
I'm Veggiewagonyee, and today I'm going to be playing Omarthus Ghostfire Initiate. Thanks to Gavin's hand in designing the Commander Master's precons, I finally have somewhere to put my pet card, Cryptic Trilobite. And between that and cards like Agatha's Soul Cauldron and Triskelion, I'm trying to make a little machine that's going to ping down all of my opponents.
Before we get into the game, we'd like to take a minute to thank our patrons. Without your support, these episodes would not be possible.
And with your support, this could be even more possible. We are currently working towards our goal of making this show weekly, and we're almost there. We just need your help.
So if you would like to help us, head on over to our Patreon where you can unlock exclusive perks like signed tokens from all of our guests, get into spell table games with us, and even submit your very own deck lists for us to play here on the show.
Well, it's that time. Let's get into the game.
Welcome to the table. Let's see who goes first. D20s.
20.
What?
So Gavin changed mine from a 16 to a 17. Does that mean we reroll?
Well, I think it's not gonna
Dang it.
matter with the 20 on the table.
That's what I thought.
So yes, it means we reroll. All right, everybody.
All right, I'll draw for turn. I'll play this Fabled Passage, and I'm going to immediately crack it. All right, I'll put that swamp into play, and I'll pass the turn.
Okay. Boring turn, choked estuary, and pass.
Hey, gets the job done. All right, untap, draw, Morphic Pool. I have two more opponents, so enters untapped. And I'm gonna play out a Wayfarer's Bauble. Go ahead.
Draw. I'm going to play a Radiant Fountain. I'm going to gain 2 life and am now winning. Pass.
One of the cool things about a colorless deck is you get to play all these cool lands in there, right?
Right.
So you just get all this free bonus.
Yeah.
I'll play this Exotic Orchard for turn,
Nice.
and I'll play a Mind Stone and pass.
I'm happy to help your exotic orchard.
I appreciate that, thank you.
Radiant Fountain really kicking in for the team, yeah.
Let's go ahead and start with an Ash Barrens and a Dimir Signet. Get a little ramp going, and I'll pass turn.
The rarely seen played Ash Barrens hanging out on the battlefield. I'm going to play Hive of the Eye Tyrant, and because I do not control 2 or more other lands, it comes to play untapped, so go me. 1, 2, here is an Arcane Signet, and for 1 mana, I will cast an Esper Sentinel.
Oh,
So I
no.
can start asking, do you pay the 1 early? Go ahead, Veggie.
All right, draw my card. I'm going to play a Witch's Clinic, which could give my commander lifelink later.
Who's Clinic?
This is a particular clinic of my choice.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. That tracks.
And I'd like to ramp, but I don't want to feed that Esper Sentinel. So I'm going to pay 2 for an Ornithopter of Paradise, which can tap for mana of any color, but is a creature.
Notably a creature.
Pass.
Does not help my Exotic Orchard, though.
Just don't think you're going to get a lot of Exotic Orchard help from Veggie.
Right.
I'm really not seeing it.
I can dream. It taps for any color.
Yeah.
I'm going to do the responsible thing. I'm going to play Takanuma as land for turn, and I'm going to pay 2 for Knight's Whisper, and I will pay 1 for the Esper Sentinel tax.
So responsible.
I'll draw 2 and lose 2 and pass.
And now you're losing.
And now I'm losing.
I'm going to go ahead and just play a Shipwreck Marsh, which will come into play untapped. And I'm going to play for 3 mana a Herald Horn, which will do some stuff, but I will also pay the Esper tax.
Pay the 1.
Responsible citizens all around.
We all just fear Gavin.
You'll be
No cards
for so long.
When Herald's Horde comes into play, I'm going to choose Horror. Horror creatures of the chosen type cost 1 less to cast, and at the beginning of my upkeep, I can look at the top card of my library. If it's a creature card of the chosen type, I can reveal it and put it into my hand. And then I'll pass the turn.
All right, untap. I just realized right now I made 3 of the 4 commanders at the table, so that means you must die first. Actually, that's fair. Yeah. You're the odd one out. So I guess I will attack you for 1.
That's reasonable. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love the logic.
I'm a man of principle. Okay, and then I'm going to pay 1 mana. I'm going to cast Giver of Runes. Now, Giver of Runes can give things protection, so it's a good way for me to keep my stuff in play, keep Yennett safe. And I'm going to play Halimar Depths. I will go ahead and look at my top 3 cards. I can put them back in any order I so desire. And I think we're going to stack them like this. And I'm just going to pass the turn. Go ahead, Veggie.
Oh no, are we gonna feed the Esper so that I don't fall behind? I'm gonna pay 2 for a Felwar Stone. I am not paying my taxes.
I will draw a card, please.
What?
And then I'm gonna pay 2 and cast my commander, Amarthus, where X is 1. It'll enter with 1 counter on it. Whenever I put a counter on another colorless creature, I can put 1 on Amarthus. And when it dies, I'm going to manifest equal to the number of counters on it.
Great.
I'll pass the turn.
Me and Daniel Holt worked on Omarthus for Commander Legends. I was working on these decks very early in the process, but Daniel always liked this idea of kind of this XX commander, so we worked on that one together.
I feel like if I designed all of the commanders at the table, I would take out those players first because I'd be like, all right, I know this is good.
No, what's important to me is that a commander I made wins, right? That's a victory for myself. And not to take full credit, Omarthus was half designed by Daniel Holt as well, so it wasn't fully me, but Negathrod and Yennett are my doing.
I'm just over here regretting my deck building choices. I feel like this was just low EV. I'll play this command tower, and I guess I don't want to feed Esper Sentinel, but I don't want to be mana inefficient either, so I am going to do something that will speed the game along. We're going to pay 5 for Slicer, Hired Muscle. Okay. It's a double strike haste at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep. I can make them take control of it, and he's goaded. And it can't be sacrificed that turn either. And you know what, Gavin? We're going to go to combat and send 3 double strike at you.
Yeah, that seems more than reasonable. I'll just take 6 and go to 34.
And I will pass on Nerd Girl's upkeep. I'll hand her Slicer.
Oh my goodness.
Time for Slicer to go slicing.
On my upkeep, I get to take a look at the top card. It is indeed a horror.
Look at that.
Psychosis Crawler, and I'll put it into my hand. I'm going to play a Sunken Hollow. It's going to come into play tapped, unfortunately. And I will go ahead and play the Psychosis Crawler for a discount 1 from the Horn. It is a star, where star is the number of cards in my hand, currently 4. And whenever I draw a card, each opponent loses a life. And now I have to attack with this goated Slicer, I guess. Veggie.
Hi.
I think it demands that I attack you.
I mean, I'll take 6.
You have the highest life total. And then that'll be it for me. I'll pass.
All right, at the end of your turn, I'm going to use this Wayfarer's Bauble just to get a little bit of mana. And I think I'll finally unlock white on that orchard for you.
I appreciate it.
Anyone want to cut? Or do you trust
we trust you.
All right, wow.
I trust
you.
you.
Fools.
I trust you so much that I'm going to give you a gift. On your upkeep, you can have Slicer.
I just want you to remember I didn't attack you.
So is the game all beat up on Veggie? All right. Well, I feel like I'm going to attack you.
Dang it.
Yeah, sorry. I've got this Esper Sentinel. Boop. Just keep coming on in for 1 over here.
Sure. I'll take 1.
Can't attack Veggie because then Veggie would attack me back.
Right.
Got a little thing going.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to play this Vault of Champions. It enters untapped because once again, I have 2 more opponents. And then I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And I will play Yennett, Cryptic Sovereign. So it's got Flying, Vigilance, and Menace. And when it attacks, I flip my top card. If it has an odd converted mana cost, I get to cast it for free. Otherwise, I just get to draw it. So I have a hand in a number of these commanders, actually. Yennett is very near and dear to my heart. I wanted to make it a very odd magic card, so pretty much everything about the card is odd, from the number of words in the name, the number of words in the flavor text, the number of letters in all of those, the fact it has 3 abilities, it's a 3/5, even the collector number is odd, so it is a super, super odd card. And then I'm going to follow it up with a card that is good with Yennett, Sensei's Divining Top. The game will now take 20 more minutes as well. That's the downside. And I will pass the turn to you, Veggie.
Ooh, last time that hit the board on the show, I just killed it immediately, so I didn't have to edit it. Let's see, can I do it again?
I'm gonna hand you Slicer.
Thanks. Draw my card. Yes, I got a land. It's Command Beacon.
Oh, amazing. Are you going to sacrifice it to put your command in your hand?
Let's
the
do
command
it.
zone? Just in time.
I'm going to go to combat. I'm going to swing Slicer at NerdGirl.
Yep.
And you know, I can get Omarthus in too at Airball.
For 1?
For 1, Commander.
Gonna make me scroll all the way over.
I want to be ready for those big spells. I'm going to pay 5 for Wandering Archaic.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, so we got to pay 2 more when you play instant or sorcery. You're get a copy of it.
Right. You don't need to. You don't need to. You could just give me a copy of your spells, but if you pay 2, then it doesn't happen.
Oh, that's fascinating.
Oh. Yeah, it's gonna get weird. I can't pay it for this next rotation, so you have one round before I start copying. Or wait, no, it's you.
Yeah.
I read cards. I'll pass.
Okay, I'll play this land for turn, and I think that the card on top for Yennett is a bad one for us, and that's how I'm going to justify not paying the 1 for Esper Sentinel to make you draw it instead.
Great.
I'm gonna play this Liquimetal Torque. It's a mana rock. I can turn a permanent into an artifact.
I'm going to draw a magic card.
I'll pay 4. And here's Blim. Blim is the comedic genius. He's a 4/3 flyer. When he deals damage to a player, that player gains control of a permanent that I control, and then each player loses life equal to the number of cards that they control but don't own, and discards that number of cards too. And I'll pass the turn.
Blim is from a set I led, Commander Legends, but I did not make the card. Ken Nagel made that card after I already handed the set off. It's still very cool though. You get to give other people stuff, which is so nice of you, except for the fact that you're giving them mean things.
On my upkeep, I'm going to go ahead and reveal another horror off of the Herald's Horn. We're going to go ahead and put this Uchalan into my hand.
Notably not drawing a card, so it does not trigger the Psychosis Growler.
But I do get to draw for my turn.
And we'll all take 1 when you draw your card.
So I get a little discount on my commander, but we are going to go ahead and play Captain Nagathrod.
There he is.
And my Psychosis Crawler is a 6/6 now, because I got to put an extra card in my hand.
Captain Nagathrod was a joint design with me and Ken Nagel in the Baldur's Gate Commander decks. I had a blast working on that deck and helping create it. And it's a pretty scary card. When you hit somebody with it, you can mill them a little bit, take some stuff out of their graveyard. You have to really keep an eye on this one because it can go from 0 to 60 really fast.
Oh, here, have Slicer.
That's fine. You didn't need to do that. Slicer got a little distracted. It's fine.
All right. Well, Slicer is going to come to Veggie. But Psychosis Crawler is going to go to you, Gavin.
All right. And you know I have this untapped giver to give this protection, right?
I do.
Okay. It's a 6/6 right now.
It is.
Ooh. It's a bait.
All right. You got me. I'll just take 6.
Yeah, I'm not blocking anything.
Oh. Also, you will mill 6.
Right. And yep, that's right. I'll mill 6 cards.
Oh.
I'll mill. So what you really want here are permanents, right? Artifacts or creatures.
Artifacts or creatures.
Not a hit. 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 And not a hit.
Oh my gosh. That is unacceptable.
If only Slicer was a robot horror.
Depends who you ask.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, you ask the Decepticons about different opinions.
Well, I do need to get back in this game because I feel like I'm a bit behind. So I will cast Command Tower. And Veggie, if you want to double this, that's totally fine. So I'm going to go ahead and cast Maddening Cacophony. Each opponent is going to mill 8 cards. This will help me hit with my Captain Nagathrod.
So first I'll draw a card off Esper Sentinel, right? It's your first non-creature of the turn and you're
Correct.
paying 1.
Feel free to copy it, Veggie.
I'm trying to think if there's a benefit to doing so.
It gives me better creatures.
There's certainly benefit for you. I think I'll pass on that one.
So 8 cards. Nothing. A Soul Ring.
Dang it, Gavin.
A Dimir Signet. and an Azorius Signet. So some real juicy targets for me in the top
16.
14 cards in my library or whatever.
Yeah, well, now you're going to realize I'm always going to be a good target for you because I just have creatures and artifacts. I hit Triskelion, Hedron Archive, Greaves, Palladium Mirror, and a Steel Helicite. So you can take big creatures or ramp or some shoes.
All right, what about you, Blim?
All right, so not many artifacts, but the ones that we did hit were big. We hit Lightning Greaves and Cursed Mirror. Cursed Mirror ETBs as a copy of any creature on the battlefield until end of turn with haste. It's also just a mana rock. We hit several lands, and we hit a Plague Reaver and a Kolfanor's Plans.
I do love me a Triskelion, but I have no Mephitross Vampire in here, so I'm sad.
I love you getting cards that you control but don't own.
Oh, no. This looks fun. I'm going to take the Steel Hellkite.
Yeah.
Thanks, Veggie.
Yep.
He's way more helpful than me, that's for sure.
Yeah, I was hoping I know what big creatures are in that deck. I was really hoping to get one. And that'll be the end of my turn. Thanks.
Okay.
Thanks, Maddening Cacophony, for saving me.
Here's a Slicer for you.
Oh, what a generous gift. And let's see, I think in my upkeep, I'm going to use everyone's favorite Sensei's Divining Top. So look at my top 3 cards, see what we have. Excellent, they're all bad. So we'll put this one on the top. Hope you're all ready for a real heater of a play. Prepare yourselves, everybody, because what you're about to experience has never been seen in a Commander game before.
Oh, I know this kind of build up.
I'm going to cycle Rafine's Tower.
Oof.
There it is, the big moment. Just trying to clear stuff off the top of my library to give my top a second chance to spin. And here we go, let's find something good. I had 3 lands on top of my library, so we gotta see if we can find something better.
4 lands.
Well, it actually was the cycle that did it, everyone at home. So I'm going to play out this island. And I'm gonna move to combat.
We're about to get Yennetted on, aren't we?
Yennett is gonna do something here, that is for sure. We're gonna send Slicer. I guess Slicer can attack you. And Yennett would just run into that dragon. So I guess we're going to send...
Yennett has Menace, so it will not run into me.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I think we know who designed that card,
I
right?
still feel like, yeah, but he's got so many abilities.
Menace is 2 blockers. That's not odd.
Yeah.
Misplay.
We did talk about it. It should be something else instead. All right, I'm going to send this at you.
All right.
I'll trigger Yennett. And I will reveal Sholadrid Whispering One.
Oh, no.
And put it on and cast it for free.
Oh, no.
It's got Swamp Walk, first of all. So swamps, to my opponents, beware.
Crap.
At the beginning of my upkeep, I get to reanimate any creature in my graveyard. At the beginning of all of your upkeeps, you have to sacrifice a creature.
I'm going to take the 6. No blocks.
And I'll take 3.
Yep, sounds good. And I am content to just hang on here, and I will pass the turn. Go ahead, and you have to sacrifice a creature in your upkeep.
Blah.
It can't be Slicer because of the text Slicer has, but you're going to get another one.
Yeah, we're just going to have to say goodbye to Amarthus for now, but I get a little bonus out of it. I'm going to manifest the top of my library. That's a 2/2. Shieldred hurts Nerdgirl and Airball much more than it hurts me. But I think if we're going to take down Gavin's very nice setup right now, I've got to be a team player. This is a problem, so I'm gonna help us out a little bit here. The help is that you'll get to draw a card. I'm gonna play Introduction to Annihilation. Exile target non-land permanent and its controller draws a card. I think we got to get rid of Shieldred.
Okay, well, first I'll draw a card off the Esper Sentinel.
And then we'll see if this gets to resolve or not.
And then I'm going to Giver of Runes my Sholadrid, choosing colorless.
Okay.
Protection from colorless. Thanks, Giver of Runes.
All right.
Shieldred's down.
Shieldreds are down. And then I'll just go to combat and no. At this point, we know this has got to go to Gavin.
It's gonna go to me. Hilariously, I could trade Sholdred for it if I was really feeling it, but I do not really think I am. So I think I'm just gonna take 6 more points of Magic the Gathering damage.
Ooh.
Slicer just slicing away.
It's done some work.
Yeah.
I'll pass the turn.
Okay.
Get this out of here.
Yeah, so I can sacrifice Slicer if I want, but I don't know if I want because I feel like Slicer is probably the best way to keep Gavin under control.
Slicer's done this.
Yes. And I wish I knew it was on top of my library so I could know whether to keep Blim or not. And I think actually Blim is just going to have to eat it. Not enough in my hand to make him good right now.
lose your commander into the command zone. Have to pay 2 more next time. So sad. How could you do that?
That is a real shame. I will draw a card for turn and immediately wish I'd kept Blim on the battlefield.
So it goes.
All right, Gavin. Combat. This is for you.
Yep. Slice away. I'm down to 15.
Sheesh.
I'm going to pay 3 for this Grim Tutor, which is the reason I wish Blim was still around.
So first, this will trigger, and also the Wonder Archaic triggers as well.
I am going to pay the 1 for Esper Sentinel, and I am not going to pay the 2 for the Wandering Archaic.
Veggie's face while he was waiting, he was like,
I'm just like, I can grab a land.
A Labrador Retriever who is just like so excited to go get a, I don't know.
Did you say walk? Did you say walk?
Some weird colorless land out of your deck.
Thanks.
Enjoy. Yours resolves first.
Yeah, all right. I lose 3.
Yep.
This is sad. I think I probably am grabbing a land.
Get a waste. Get a waste. Get a waste.
I'm going to take the best Grim Tutor target ever, Guildless Commons, so that I can play 2 lands in a row.
I appreciate that you don't even need to show us with Grim Tutor, but you just wanted us to know that you found Guildless Commons
you need
so
to know.
badly, you know?
For the maximum patheticness.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to show you what I got, but hopefully I'll show you later.
Aw, play along with the class. Come on.
It's also Guildless
I'll
Commons.
take 3.
I can only presume, yeah. Nothing's better than giving your opponent Guildless Commons with Blim, you know? That's what it's all about.
Post Grim Tutor, I'm going to play Jancha, Sleeper Agent. When she ETBs, an opponent of my choice gains control of it, attacks each combative able, can't attack me, and anyone can pay 3 to deal its controllers 2 damage and draw a card.
Oh my God.
Another card I helped design.
Oh, well then, here.
I would love to have it. Thank you very much. I appreciate you give it to the one person that will not sacrifice it to Sholadrid, so it's probably a
also
safe
true.
choice, yeah.
I will pass to your upkeep here, Slicer.
Then we'll get rid of the Psychosis Crawler. And I will reveal another horror, 3 for 3.
Whoa.
Woe Strider.
Whoa, Strider.
Why is everybody saying it like that?
Whoa, Veggie.
All right. Well, I think Captain Gathrod is going to go to Airball. Slicer is going to go to Veggie. And Steel Hellkite is going to go to Gavin. Gavin didn't take the bait last time I attacked, but this time I might be able to get Yennett and the Shieldred off the board if Gavin decides to block. And if he doesn't, Hellkite will just blow up most of his board anyway.
You know, I think I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna block Yennett to your dragon.
I think I'm going to have to finally start blocking that Slicer. I'm going to put the Manifest token in front of it.
No blocks here.
All right.
All right, damage.
I'll put Yennett into my graveyard.
All it was an investigator's journal in that box.
Oh, you
Yeah.
open it up, it's just a journal inside.
You will mill 3 Airball.
Felwar Stone, Gamble, and Rakdos Signet.
Felwar Stone or Rakdos Signet?
Right?
Wow.
You just had so many rocks that you could play.
Yeah, but then I get punished, right, for owning them. So I just wanted to get the damage in. So I think I will choose not to take anything. Thank you. Next up, we're going to go ahead and play a Feed the Swarm
Yum.
on Shieldred.
All right. Well, you're going to take 7, I suppose.
I think I am.
Esper Sentinel triggers.
And
Esper Sentinel triggers.
I will pay for the Esper Sentinel.
Do I get one?
What are you gonna target with it?
Honestly, at this point, probably Slicer.
Oh, yes, you may have one.
Yeah. I'll feed Slicer to the swarm and take 5.
All right. So that'll happen. You'll take 5 and Slicer's going to perish. And then I think Sholadrid is going to perish and you'll take 7.
I need to live,
Evergreen Mood.
so I think I will just pay 2 for a Woe Strider.
Whoa.
When it comes into play, I get an 0/1 goat, and I can sacrifice another creature to scry, and I can also escape it. That'll be done.
All right. I'm going to activate my top. Maybe I'll see something good there to grab. I took a big risk, right? I put Yennett in my graveyard hoping I could reanimate with Sholadrid, but unfortunately, she'd have the removal spell that she broadcast last turn, so no commander for me yet. I'm going to have to get that out of my graveyard somehow. We'll see if I can manage it. So 1/2, I'm going to cast Orzhov Signet, and then I'm going to play out this Exotic Orchard. Turns out you can just cast these big spells. I'm going to cast Jin Gataxias. So whenever I cast an artifact, instant, or sorcery, I copy it. And whenever you cast an artifact, instant, or sorcery for the first time each turn, I counter it. And Xantia, the sleeper agent here, has to attack and cannot attack its owner. I will attack you with my 5/5 Zinja. And you know what the heck?
Yeah.
I will take one.
That Esper Sentinel's going coast to coast on you. Yes, I will block with the goat, assuming it doesn't have trample or anything crazy, right? And I will choose to just sacrifice it before damage to Scry.
Reasonable.
It's like the goat in Jurassic Park. You knew nothing good was ever going to happen to it.
Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Well, in my deck full of colorless things, Jin-Gitaxias is a little tough, but not for this. I'm going to pay 4. Abstruse Archaic. I have every Archaic.
It is not an artifact. It is colorless.
It's a 3/4 with Vigilance that can copy and activate or trigger an ability from a colorless source that I control. I'm then going to play this Guildless Commons.
Wow, what a great card. It's totally worth tutoring for.
Oh, so worth tutoring for. In fact, it's also going to gain me 2 life because I'm going to return this Radiant Fountain to my hand.
Can't argue with value.
Right? This Wanderer Archaic is never going to block anything, so I'm going to go to combat. Can't leave damage on the table. Airball, that's for you.
I'll take 4.
Pass the turn.
We're going to pay 7 for my tutor target from the last turn, and I'm going to play Captive Audience.
Oh, that's great. That's not going to get countered at all. No problem.
No, it's an enchantment. Enters the battlefield under control of someone else. It's basically bad demonic pact. You get to choose one each to upkeep. Your life total becomes 4, or you discard your hand, or each opponent gains 5 2/2 black zombie creature tokens. And let's get this cooking as soon as possible. I'm going to put this onto NerdGirl's battlefield and pass.
I can't wait for the comments to be like, I can't believe that NerdGirl would bully Airball like that.
They're coming, I'm sure.
Great choice. So you didn't pay the one for Captive Audience, so I'm going to draw a card.
Okay, so my Captive Audience will trigger, thanks Airball, and I need to choose one of the following. I will either lose all of my life and go to 4, I can discard my hand, or I can give all of you 5 2/2 black zombies.
I don't recommend that one.
I like that one.
Now I don't know. Okay, I guess I'm going to discard my hand. I will discard a Fractured Sanity and the card I don't know how to say its name.
Uchelon.
Uchelon, thank you.
It's pronounced exactly not like how it looks.
And then
Oubliette, yes.
I will trigger the horn, and I will indeed reveal
Oh, look at that.
a Phyrexian Horror, which I did scry last time. And I will draw that from the horn, and I'll draw for turn.
All right.
I'm going to go ahead and tap for 6.
6. Here it comes. Something big.
And with the discount from the Herald's Horn, we're going to cast a Troxel,
Woo!
Oh, jeez.
which is a horror.
Nice. Slug horror.
Troxel's a 7/7 slug horror that says at the beginning of each end step, I get to put a slime counter on each creature I don't control. Those creatures get -1/-1. Whenever a creature I don't control with a slime counter dies, I get a 1/1 black slime, and I can also draw some cards by paying Dimir.
Ugh. Toxrill, I hate that card. It's so strong, it comes down, it adds counters at the end of each turn, which it really shouldn't have done, by the way. We should not have done that. It's gonna really put this game in a chokehold super fast, as not only does all of our stuff die, but the slug army will begin to beat us down.
Let the slugfest begin.
Boo. I am no Toxrill fan.
How long till that Jin-Gitaxias goes away? It's 5 toughness.
I now regret not taking one of the signets because I would like some extra mana.
Well, you had your chance.
I did.
You decided to take this stupid 5/5 dragon instead when you could have had a signet, so.
I offered you my unpleasant artifacts. You said no.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and go to combat. And Veggie, you are going to take my 2 menacing horrors. And Steel Hellkite's going to come in. I kind of need Gavin to die, so you're going to get the Steel Hellkite.
Yeah, that's totally reasonable. Well, I cannot block your flyer, so I'm going to take 5.
And I don't know, my stuff just dies anyway. Like, this does not make it to my turn.
In fact, you give her a slug, right? If you feel like that thing lives.
Yeah. And these die to whatever. So I'll block the Woe Strider.
Okay. I will assign 3 damage to the 3/4,
Yes.
which would die. So they'll
On your end step, yeah.
both die to the slime counters.
Yes, but you'll still hit me for 3.
Correct.
All right, you take 3, you're going to mill 3 cards.
And I hope to hit a permanent that I can play. Woe Strider will be sad.
Whoa.
So my only hit is a Cauldron of Souls.
Oh, no.
You can give all your stuff persist. I assume you're just going to take this anyway because there's nothing else that's been milled.
Might as well.
Yep.
It's really good with Toxrill, right? Because if we kill off the Toxrill, she can just give it persist, so the first time getting rid of it will not actually work.
Yeah.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
And then I'll go ahead and move to my end step and ask you each to put a slime counter on all of your cards.
Right, so my
Kick,
Esper
it's
Sentinel will
slime.
perish.
Slime. And one of my things has died, so you will get Slug.
And one of my things died as well. So that's 2 slugs for you. 2 little slugs.
Look at these little sluggies. Oh, they're so cute.
Those are the cutest slugs I've ever seen. All right, so in my upkeep, I'm gonna activate the Synthesis Binding Top. See if I find anything good here that'll save me from this whole toxrill situation.
From this toxic situation?
Yeah, I need to get out of this very toxic situation.
You have a toxic relationship with your board.
Did you design this one?
No, thank goodness. Get the heck out of here, toxrill. I am no fan of that card. We're going to activate Sensei's Divining Top. I'm going to draw a magic card. It's on top of my library. All right, time to get a little bit tricky, I think, with my next play. This pathway on the Clearwater pathway side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. I'm going to cast Enigma Sphinx. So it's an artifact, so it's going to get copied by Jin-Gataxias, but I only cascade 1 time because the copy doesn't trigger the cascade. So my first copy of Enigma Sphinx will enter the battlefield. I'm going to respond to the cascade trigger with a Brainstorm. Because I didn't want, the reason why I did it in this order is I didn't want the Brainstorm to get copied by Jin-Gataxias. I needed the Enigma Sphinx to get copied first. So I'm going to Brainstorm. So I'll draw 3 cards and put 2 back on top.
All right, will I also brainstorm?
You will.
Hey.
And I hope it's a good brainstorm session for you. I'm going to go ahead and draw my 3 cards while you're drawing your 3 cards. We can just think about it together like a team. Like a team over here.
I want a team.
Yeah, you got a team of slugs. That can be your team.
My slimy boys.
Your slimy boys.
Episode title. Nerd Girl Slimy Boys.
Nerd Girl Slimy Boys. That's fine. Okay, I will then cascade. I will put Grozoth on the bottom of my library, but I will cascade into Lightning Greaves, which is going to be cast for free.
Oh.
Oh.
All right, then I'm going to equip the Lightning Greaves to my copy of Enigma Sphinx. Attack Nerd Girl for 5 in the air with this. I'm going to send Xantia at Nerd Girl as well. And before she can block, I'm going to activate Giver of Runes and give it protection from black until end of turn. So it gets on through those little sluggies. And Jin-Gataxias, we're going to send Jin-Gataxias over here for 4 points of damage. Airball. So I'm going to hit you for 9, hit you for 4.
Nothing I can do about it. Can't block any of them.
I'll take 4.
Right, so Nerd Girl can choose the life total goes to 4 option on Captive Audience to the next turn, which would mean that's not that effective. But I'm hoping that maybe Veggie's got a trick or someone's got a trick to just deal the last few points to her, because otherwise I think we're all going to get crushed by the horrors and Toxrill and all those things.
I hope the answer is an artifact that gets countered.
All right, I'm going to tap 1 mana and I will cast Sensei's Divining Top, and I will pass the turn. Go ahead. And that will trigger, right?
Yep.
Everyone's going to get a slimy counter.
Bleh. You get 1 more slug from me.
Is going to die. You get another slug.
4 slugs.
All right, go for it, Veggie.
All right.
Be the change.
Oh, totally got this.
I believe in you. We all believe in you, Veggie.
5. Oh. Well, play that Radiant Fountain again.
Ooh, 2 life.
Oh, yeah.
In the lead. Look at you.
At this point, probably relevant. So, Airball, you haven't answered this, right?
If you have a way to exile my graveyard, we might be able to do something.
That's such an unusual and highly specific request. I love it.
I think I just have to pass this because there's not a good setup for me to place things on my turn right now. You got this.
All right, we're all counting on you.
More slugs, please.
Well, at least no slugs over here, but I will take some counters now. Ugh.
Nerd Girl has a huge board and she's going next, and I have nothing to defend myself. Full desperation, Hail Mary mode. I need the turn to end all turns, or I guess keep them going. This is completely non-deterministic and probably leaves me and everyone dead.
Love it.
But let's do it.
Okay, that's how we do it.
Veggie, can you sneak around, get Jin-Gataxias for me
Sure
somehow?
can. I am going to pay 2 and cast this Spatial Contortion.
Oh, it looks like it gets countered. Brutal.
It's
I
yeah.
hate to see it.
All right,
What's your target?
I'll target Toxrill just out of spite.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
I will pay 5 and I will cast Mana Geyser.
Okay.
I will ask if there are any responses.
Would you like to pay the 2?
I would not like to pay the 2.
Okay.
But I will ask if anyone wants to tap lands in response to give me more mana.
Is it gonna help?
Unclear.
Sure.
Unclear.
Well, I mean, what else you can do with that mana, right? All right, you have 17 red mana.
I'm going to use 3 of this floating mana
Yep.
to cast Commander Sphere.
Yep.
I'm going to hold priority and use 2 more to cast Tybalt's Trickery on my Commander Sphere.
Okay, all right.
So Tybalt's Trickery is going to counter that spell. I'm going to choose 1, 2, or 3 at random, and I'll mill that many. If you have another instant you can put on the stack.
Yeah, I do not. So this is a May
You have
anyway.
another instant you can put on the stack.
I hope you guys actually find an answer because this is pretty funny.
I love Gavin's idea, which was to try to dig for an instant to give Veggie something to copy so that he can counter it with Tybalt's Trickery. So I'm going to use 1 of the floating red and crack the Mind Stone.
Yes.
Yeah, here it is. If it's an instant. Is it an instant?
Not just any instant. Can I have a floating black?
No, what
Mana
is
token.
happening?
I'm going to pay 1 and cast Dark Ritual.
Yeah.
Oh, but you don't need the floating black because it's going to get countered.
Yeah, so actually, in fact, Veggie will take 3 black mana.
Yes.
I will.
Hilariously.
This is what I'm here for.
We've never used so many of these.
So yeah, I'll get a copy of that Dark Ritual.
Okay, so let's actually see how this stack plays out. So you get a copy of Dark Ritual. I think this might actually not work that way. So you get a copy of Dark Ritual.
Mm-hmm.
That copy will resolve.
Yes.
But then
And
the
then
Dark
I
Ritual.
have a.
But then the Dark Ritual will resolve before the Tybalt's Trickery resolves, right? Right.
Oh, but this
Because
trigger.
the trigger to copy is above the Tybalt's Trickery. The Dark Ritual is above that, so it's not going to be on the stack, unfortunately. But it was a cool moment.
It was a cool play.
Yeah, we all had a cool moment.
It doesn't work. We all found out we
Hey,
were
you get 3
bad at
black
magic.
mana, so
Yeah, that's
you're-
gotta-
So you're cooking.
So I'll take 3 black mana, I guess.
Okay, Tybalt's Trickery.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Divide by 2 and we get the number.
Okay, so you mill 2 cards.
I'll mill the 1 ring
Oh.
and Abyssal Persecutor.
All right, and then you just cast whatever the first spell you hit is.
Non-land card with a different name. Null Profusion. Null Profusion is an enchantment. It says you skip your draw step. Whenever you play a card, you draw a card. Maximum hand size is 2.
Okay, maybe we'll get somewhere with that.
All right, I'll use 1 of the floating black and 5 of the floating red to get Blim back.
Yeah.
And I draw a card off of the Null Profusion.
Forward Sweeper.
I'll play this Myriad Landscape as land for turn. Oh my god.
Oh, no.
How many cards are in people's hands?
Are you
draw
kidding
Jessica as
me?
well.
1.
have 6.
4. Also, a storm count, anybody?
Okay, this is just an absolutely wild turn. I'm going to pay 2 red and a black.
Jessica's will. Here we go. Let's
My
go.
God. Good luck, me, in editing.
I'm going to play Jessica's Will. I control Blim, so I can choose both modes. Null Profusion will trigger, I'll draw a card.
All right, and Wandering Archaic.
I will not pay 2.
I mean, I'll take a Jessica's Will for the 3 cards, I guess. Oh yeah.
No, it will copy the modes.
All right.
But not that you're gonna necessarily need the extra red mana
Right,
anyway,
but-
but
All right.
go for it.
Yeah, I'll take it.
It probably isn't gonna matter.
There's
who
like
knows?
3 instants in here.
What we got?
So we have Scrap Trawler, Stone Coil Serpent, and Duplicant.
Yeah, not exactly relevant.
Nope. I'm just gonna put those there.
All right.
And so you're gonna get a bunch of mana, right?
Yep, which is 6 mana. So I'll go up to 10 floating red,
All right.
and I'll exile the top 3 cards.
All right, here we go. Looking for some goodies.
We get Share the Spoils, Chef's Kiss, and Temple of the False God.
Okay.
I hope you find an answer because this would be cool. But also, if you look at this many cards and don't find an answer, I do not feel guilty for killing you all with
Right.
slugs.
I guess there's no real downside to just playing Share the Spoils here. I'm going to pay 2 and we'll cast Share the Spoils, Null Profusion trigger, I'll draw a card. And then we exile the top card of each player's library.
All right.
And you can play one of these things.
Right.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
Found a board sweeper. Perhaps that could interest you.
Oh, no.
How about a Rise of the Eldrazi?
I will pay 5 mana down to 3 red here, and I will cast Time Wipe. So I will draw off of the Null
card.
Profusion.
Also a second Time Wipe.
2 time wipes. Wow.
Oh.
Okay.
That's true.
Time Wipe is the perfect answer. And not only that, it is the perfect answer because it eliminates Tox Roll and gets around Persist. And I get to play it first, so I get my Wandering Archaic back.
Wow, the second time wipe coming in clutch.
Persistent, they'll flicker and come back, and then they'll die again. I will decline to pay. You can have your copy if you want it.
I would like to, because then I get this back.
So yours will resolve first, actually, which is important because it means I don't get to put Blim back in my hand.
I can't believe you guys found an answer.
Wow, really, teamwork makes the dream work. And your turn's not even over.
Right,
You got me to do some more wild stuff. Share the spoils, really popping off.
So I cannot save my stuff from the second time wipe.
Correct.
So I might as well just keep the cauldron.
Okay.
Okay.
So time wipe 1. I'm going to return this Wandering Archaic to my hand.
Goodbye, slug boys.
This is gonna die. These are gonna die. And Enigma Sphinx goes in my library 3rd from the top.
That's right.
It took all 3 of our cards to accomplish this.
Yes.
Right? It took my time wipe, your copy, and your share of the spoils.
And we're going to get some zombies soon, too.
Oh, yes.
Because I just cast Time Wipe off of Share the Spoils, we need to refuel it. I'm going to put a card from my deck under it, and we will find my personal favorite magic card, Demonic Pact. For those of you brave enough to cast it.
I think we also might have missed you exiling your top card the first time we share the spoils, right? It exiles one from each player's library, so there should always be 4 cards under it.
You guys can put that. You guys can play that Demonic Pact on your turn, or you can play, if you want, Midnight Oil.
Oh boy!
This is one of those cards that has a massive downside. Your hand size is equal to the number of oil counters on Midnight Oil. It gets 1 every turn. When you discard a card, you lose 1 life, and your maximum hand size is decreased by the number of oil counters on Midnight Oil.
This is crap because we have good stuff in our deck. And why would we want to cast your crap?
That's why Share the Spoils is in this.
Interest you in Rise the Eldrazi?
Yeah, I've given you all this very castable spell.
Speaking of castable spells, I'm going to show you all why I wanted you to exile my graveyard in the first place. I'm going to pay 4, and I'm going to play Karn the Great Creator, who would have been able to go into my graveyard and find an artifact to let me go off. Right now, there's nothing in exile for him to fetch with his -2.
And we can't use our artifact's abilities.
And you can't use your artifact.
So I may want to respond to Karn since it's divining top. I will tap the top in response to draw my top card.
That's going to be it for my turn. I'll pass to my...
That's
all I can do.
You're able to do.
That's all I can do. I will pass to my end step.
Heck of a turn.
Null Profusion makes me discard down to 2 cards in hand. And I will discard 4 cards. I will discard an Avarice Totem, Archfiend of the Dross, Vandal Blast, and a Swamp.
All right, on your end step, everybody gets a slime. Oh.
I'm not sad about it at all, I'll be honest.
I will also take 2 and put my life to 4.
All right, next turn, it's the zombie time.
I was going to give you guys zombies this time, but I couldn't because I don't have Slimy Boy.
So you can cast Demonic Pact and drain someone in your upkeep to gain 4.
I'm going to start by paying 2 to play a Phyrexian Rager. I'm going to lose a life and draw a card.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Draw. Okay, it is a land, but it is a cheaper land than the one that was in my hand, so I'm going to call that a victory. We're going to play a Polluted Delta.
Okay.
And I'm going to crack it and take a life.
Go to 2.
And we're going to get a swamp.
You're not going to find that watery grave in your hand?
I was about to. I was going to Watery Grave to 1 to play the Dark Pact to save myself. And then unfortunately I have to pay 4 to cast the Dark Pact so that way I don't die when someone else casts it.
Yep.
So you'll refuel to Share the Spoils.
And I will get to put a swamp
Yay.
under the Share the Spoils. And on my upkeep, I'll have to choose one of the following. I either lose the game, I draw 2 cards, or target opponent discards 2 cards, or it deals 4 damage to an opponent and I gain 4 life.
You know, part of the appeal of this deck is showing off how fun cards like Demonic Pact can be. And I think NerdGirl just got a great taste of it, having to cast it kind of at gunpoint, but still, I think she had fun. God, I love Demonic Pact.
Really I appreciate you started with the big one. You're like, you're not, I'm going to say lose the game as the last one I said. I just let you know up front, in 4 turns I will lose the game. Yeah, fair enough.
And then I will pass the turn because that is all I can do.
I will start with a nice play. Ponder. I'll ponder my top 3 cards.
Are you pondering what I'm pondering?
But I think I just want to do this. I will leave these on top and I will draw this card. I just want to make the fun play. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Enigma Sphinx is here. And we're going to Cascade. And I know my top 2 cards are both lands, so we're going to get those out of the way. And beyond that, we're in uncharted territory, such as a Plains or Swiftfoot Boots. Perfect. Just what we were looking for. All right. I'm going to put these in a random order on the bottom of my library.
It wants to go to the gym, but it just can't bring itself to put the shoes on.
Yeah, I've been there. And I can't do anything else, so go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna play a Ruins of Oran Reef that can put counters on my colorless creatures. I just need that Karn out of here.
Yeah, you and me both, buddy. You and me both.
You'll have zombies if you keep me alive to attack.
I mean, I don't think I can kill you, but I'm gonna pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for an Ugin's Conjurant.
Cool.
With X's 5, it's gonna get 5 counters. If damage would be dealt to it while it has counters on it, I remove that many counters instead. But that's it. I'll pass.
All right. I will play that swamp if you won't, to try to refuel the share the spoils. We're going to hit a Tel Jalad Stylus. You can put target permanent you own on the bottom of your library.
Oh, good. You can save NerdGirl now, right?
I could save NerdGirl if I wanted to. That's true.
You can like liquimetal coating your Null Profusion and then Karn to attack with it if you can get that Phyrexian Rager out of the way.
Oh.
Right?
Yeah, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to...
Gavin!
You did kills with Null Profusion. What's not to love about that?
Right.
Yeah. I'll pay 5 mana for this Witch Hunt. Says players can't gain life.
No!
Players can't gain life. Beginning of your upkeep, Witch Hunt deals 4 damage to you. No. At the beginning of your end step, target opponent chosen at random gains control of Witch Hunt. Null Profusion will trigger, I'll draw a card. I cannot turn down attacking someone with a Null Profusion. I'm going to Liquimetal Torque, target Null Profusion, it becomes an artifact. I'm going to plus Karn, target that Null Profusion, turn it into a creature. And I'm going to swing a 6/6 Null Profusion at Veggie.
Yeah, I'm not gonna block it, one, so that I can say that I've been hit by a Null Profusion, but also because I need my 1 creature. So 6.
6.
All right.
And then 2 more for this Talisman of Indulgence. It will trigger Null Profusion still, because it doesn't lose its abilities.
You know what's some real indulgence? Being able to use your mana artifacts.
Yep.
That's some real indulgence.
Yep.
It's real nice. I highly recommend it. I am going to pass to my end step. Witch Hunt is going to trigger.
All right.
We're
1,
gonna
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got it.
All right, Veggie.
All right, that's the worst case scenario.
All right.
And your go.
All right, I'm the sad.
Upkeep. You have a few things happening.
I sure do. Everybody's gonna get some zombies. I have early spooky Halloween gifts for you guys.
Oh, thank
That's so
you.
thoughtful.
You're each gonna get 5 2/2 zombies.
Okay.
You also need to choose your mode for Demonic
I'm
Pact.
working on it.
Have you considered you lose the game?
I did consider it. I will eventually do that. But for now, I think I will draw 2.
You actually did have the option of choosing that before the captive audience trigger resolves so that we don't get the zombies.
And then my horn will go off. I'll look at the top card. No. It's not a horror yet.
Oh no.
So I'll draw for turn. I will cast a Conceal the Curtains.
Okay.
And I will also cast the Nemesis.
Okay.
And you can put another land underneath. And I'm going to choose Airball, who has 30 cards in his graveyard. So it is a 30/30 for the time being. Whenever the chosen player casts a spell, they're going to mill. I'll go ahead and just pay 3 to flip my Conceal the Curtains, revealing the eye. And it's a 3/4 with Menace, and when it transforms, I can choose an opponent. They reveal their hand, and I choose a non-land card from it, and that player discards and then draws. Airball has done this to me. I want to see your hand.
I think
It's
that's
revealed to everybody. Is that true?
It says revealed.
Okay. Yep.
I think that's a pretty good choice because I'm going to reveal to you Disrupt Decorum and Feed the Swarm.
I kind of want to let you keep Disrupt Decorum because it's kind of funny.
That was the plan after the captive audience.
Oh.
All right, I'm actually going to take the Feed the Swarm and leave you with the Disrupt Decorum because I think that will also mean that they target you and kill you now.
I'll draw off of the eye, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then I'll pass the turn.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, here's the deal, Veggie.
Mm-hmm.
We got to work together.
Yeah, that's gotta go.
Right. Well, I think he's got it.
That's gotta go.
So what we can do is I can attack him with all my stuff. And he's going to take 5 in the air guaranteed, going to 11.
Mm-hmm.
And the zombies will just trade off at best.
Right.
And if you do the same thing on your turn, that should be lethal.
Okay.
Is that
I'm very down with this.
You're down with this plan? And you will not attack me, right? You agree?
Deal.
All right, deal. Great. It's a deal. Do you have to worry about getting attacked by you?
My Nemesis will die, right? because
because he will stop existing in the game. That's so funny.
So I think you'll be safe.
All right, well, that definitely helps out a little bit, admittedly. All right, I guess I'm just gonna do exactly the words I just said. Attack you with all my stuff.
Yeah, all at me, right, Knockharn?
I'm sending it all at you.
Declare no blocks.
I don't like that.
I'll go to 1.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either.
Hopefully, I'm hoping I can use this at some point. I'll play Sensei's Divining Top. I'll be able to use now. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm gonna play the Smothering Tithe.
Which you wouldn't be able to activate.
Yeah, I can't activate the treasure tokens. And I'm going to pass the turn to you, Veggie.
Okay. I'm going to untap.
So I'm told the commander is a political game. I am dead if you swing at me. That's just facts. However, I can offer you any permanent on my board you like if you do not completely kill me.
That would be great if I wanted any of those things. I'm going to take 4 from this witch hunt.
Okay.
That will be your final present to me.
You got it.
I'm going to draw a card.
We are going to pay the 2.
It is all yours.
I'll take a treasure that does nothing. Thank you very much.
It's about to.
Hooray.
All right. Well, the first thing, Airball, this is for you.
Okay. I am going to extract maximum punishment for that, and I will trade the zombies off.
Let it be on record. I have eliminated Airball, and in doing so, have saved NerdGirl.
We've got a knockout.
1 down.
All right, so Witch Hunt goes away.
Get this
Demonic
outta
Pact goes
here.
away. That Useless Captive Audience goes away. And I think that's...
And then that Sewer Nemesis is a 0/0.
No.
Just gonna take one more look at my graveyard and pretend like there's something useful in here.
Is that a Hedronarca?
Oh, there's a waste in here. I will pass my turn.
Wow, leaving all the mana up.
That colorless settle the wreckage over there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna pray that the horn hits a thing. A 5th land.
Oh, it's what
my
you always wanted.
Gosh.
The horn giveth, the horn taketh away.
Too.
Yes.
All right, fair. That's fair.
So Veggie, you have a 5/5.
I do.
Oh no, I'll die anyway. We are both dead, aren't we?
Yes.
Yeah, you are dead on board if you don't have anything. But Veggie's got cards in his hand, so.
I can't do anything. So I'm gonna go out swinging. Gavin, take 5.
All right, I'm going to activate Hive of the Eye Tyrant.
Okay, this one has menace, so you can block this one.
The Phyrexian Ranger, yeah.
I will give it persist and hope to draw an answer.
All right, very nice.
Ooh.
All right.
So you'll take 3.
Take 3, go to 7.
This will come back
back,
with a
draw a
-1/-1 counter. I'll take
You
1.
go to 1 life. Would you like to pay the
Big
2?
hits.
No, I will not pay, but I will pay this Grazilax.
Okay.
And then I'll pass the turn.
All right, the big question, the question on everyone's mind, what does Veggie have? I'm gonna start by drawing my card. I'll cast Phyrexian Triniform. So when it dies, I get 3 3/3s. Is that okay?
Totally fine.
Totally fine, he says, convincingly. I will equip Lightning Greaves to Phyrexian Triniform. I will equip Swiftfoot Boots to Enigma Sphinx. I'll go to combat and attack NerdGirl with Enigma Sphinx. I'm going to send Phyrexian Triniform and 4 of my zombies at you. I'll leave 1 zombie back.
Okay. I am going to pay 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7
Oh my gosh.
to play Desecrate Reality.
Whoa.
Which is usually much better because for each opponent, I would exile up to 1 target permanent that player controls with an even mana value. However, we're against the odd deck, and if at least 3 colorless mana was spent to cast a spell, I return a permanent with an odd value from my graveyard to the battlefield. NerdGirl, I don't think it matters, but I think your only even is Dimir Signet, so I'll target that. I'll target one of the zombies that is swinging at me, and I will return the only target in my graveyard, a Palladium Mirror.
Well, I was curious to see you explain it, but I'm going to counterspell it. Had this in my hands since the start of the game. Saved it for just the right time.
I will take some damage and lose the game.
We will lose the game together.
Hey, Yennett, the honest deck takes it down. Spin top. Spin top. Spin top. Spin top. Oh, what a tease. wow, this game was wild. At so many different points, I thought someone different was going to take it down. From NerdGirl with her huge Toxrill turn, blowing up everyone's board, to Airball's gigantic mana turn where I didn't die to Xantra miraculously. Maybe Veggie did something too, I'm not sure. But anyway, it was a wild, wild game, and it was so great to get to come and play with everybody today. Thank you for having me, and I'll see you next time.
Coolstuffinc is the best place to pick up anything from sealed product to singles. Make sure to use our brand new code MNG5 for 5% off your order.
I like slimy boys. Like, oh, I have more cards? Oh, I forgot.
They're all fans.
These goddamn enchantments. I probably don't want that, but nom 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 nom. Getting to play one of my favorite deck archetypes against one of the people who created the card was super fun. Hopefully, next time, Slimy Boys will take the day.
Ultimate Guard is the industry leader in MTG accessories. We love their stuff, and we know you will too. Make sure to use the link in the description so they know we sent you.
Let's get dangerous.
Do we want to cut?
Oh, it's the name.
Whoa, yeah. Yeah. It's the Strider part.
Striders commonly say, whoa.
Oh, yeah, because
Yeah, in Lord of the Rings, Strider is known for shouting whoa.
Okay, I did lose, but this deck isn't really about winning. This deck did what it always does. It created fun problems for the entire table to solve and put people in situations that they never expected to be in. And to me, that's most of the fun of playing these Commander games. That's why it's my pet deck.
Do you need a little deck building inspiration? Make sure you head on over to our sponsor, EDHRec. They are the #1 deck building website, and they have all the synergies to match your budget and style.
Spin top, spin top, spin top, spin top.
deep in the tank.
All right, just swimming around in the tank. What's in your own personal tank, you know?
It's a sea cucumber.
Yeah, yeah, the veggie of the sea. Yeah,
The veggie of the sea.
but I think if we let it get, I thought maybe the Wandering Archaic would have carried me to victory early in the game, but then I lost to a counter spell. Maybe some sort of poetic justice for previous episodes, but also how are you supposed to play against the guy with the cards that he designed?
Don't forget, you can support us directly by heading on over to our Patreon. You can help us unlock weekly episodes of Decked Out.
And then you need me to say things.
We'd like to thank the patrons of this episode. Without your support, this content would not be possible.
And with your support, it could be extra possible. We do currently have a goal to bring this show to you weekly, and we just need your help.
So if you would like to help make this show weekly and unlock exclusive perks like signed tokens, spell table games with us, and even submit a deck list for us to play here on the show, head on over to our Patreon.
And of course, you can always support us by clicking like if you liked the video, and if you really liked it, you should hit subscribe. That's all for today. We'll see you next time on Decked Out.
Spin top.